Your boat is not in her.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Geek-A-Tech. So today we are going to talk about automation tool selection topic. So this is a very good question asked in many of the interviews when you got interviewed for the automation positions, and if you have around 3 years or more years of experience, then mostly time as a senior automation engineer or a senior automation lead, this question asked frequently. Also, although if you want to make your career in automation, and sometimes this conditions come in front of you when when management says that okay, let's go for automation, do whatever POC you want to do and come with us, come with the results, and then tell us that what you want to do and how you want to do. So we should identify that which automation tool we should use, because there are lot and lots of automation tools available in the market. Most are the freeware versions, open source, there are paid versions also available. So we need to understand that which tool we should use. Okay, there are, every tool has its own limitation, every tool has its own benefits also, but we should understand that which tool is suitable for us. So today we are going to talk about the certain criterias on which we are going to talk about the selection of automation tools. Okay, so before starting the video or the discussion, I just want to thank you to all my viewers and subscribers, and if you are new to my channel, please do like, share and subscribe my videos, and don't forget to press notification bell. So let's just start. Okay, so I list down around 6 different criterias. Based on that, we can identify the automation tool. There could be more criterias also, depends on your project and your experience. If I miss something, then you can mention in the comments also. So let's start with these 6 major points one by one. So the first is nature of project. It's a very basic and very first question should come into your mind before selecting an automation tool. So what is the nature of your project, or what is the nature of your product which you want to automate, the application you want to automate? Is it a desktop based application, is it a web based application, is it a cloud hosted application? So what kind of application is this? Because when we try to answer this question, then only we can go for selection of the automation tools. Then we will go for the different criterias. Okay, my now my product or my application is desktop based application, so I should select this number of tools, and I will compare this number of tools, then I will do the POC, and I will decide which tool I want to use. If my application is a web based application, then I should go for this number of applications, this number of tools I should do POC, and then I should pick the framework or automation tool. Okay, so uh, it's not always right to use a tool which is very popular, because suppose if my application is a desktop based application, and I want to use Selenium, but Selenium has a limitation that we cannot use Selenium for desktop based applications. Okay, so it will not be a right choice for me to choose a very popular, a very friendly, a very good tool for my application. There might be a case that this tool will not be applicable or suitable for the nature of product or nature of project or nature of application which I want to automate it. Okay, so the first question should come into your mind when the management says to you, okay, now you should choose your own tool. Okay, create your own framework. Let's decide, spend a sizable amount of time, good amount of time in your POC, identify it. Because whenever management says to you, they give you a certain period or a couple of days or a week, might be 15 days. They will give it to you for a POC. Depends on the nature of project, nature of the product, and how urgency is there for the automation. Okay, so based on that, so every day, every minute, every hour will be very very crucial for you to identify the tools. There might be case you are doing POC for Selenium, but your product is desktop based application, so your POC will be in vain, and then you will choose the another tool and you will go, so your time will be wasted, and there might be a case that you will not be able to put a good use case in front of your business. Okay, so the first thing is we should understand the nature of our product, our nature of project, nature of application, type of application. Okay, based on that only we can decide that what kind of tool we should use. Second, feasibility. So feasibility test is very very important when we try to do the automation of our product, of our test cases. Okay, let's give me an example. Like, okay, you have decided that now you have a web based application. Okay, suppose an application which is developed in what we can say, uh, JavaScript, or it will be any other uh, what we can say, the sub sorry, I just forgot the name of the tool. Okay, so there can be any technology on which your complete UI is dependent. Okay, and but the problem is your main testing is not on the UI. Yeah, you will, there are certain case where you want to test the UI also, but the testing of UI is required only 10 to 20%. Your main product is working on some other device, like you have a POS machine. Okay, you have a POS product. Okay, so POS product means, we saw that in the stores, when we go, we purchase something, then we need to insert card, we need to tap our card, so there is a POS device on which we do the transactions. So if your product is based on such nature, then we should understand that what is the feasibility of doing the automation. Okay, for our product, might be the UI which is displaying on my machine or on the terminal is having very less options. Most of the stuffs are going on the pad only. Okay, it my UI is giving me only two options. Okay, proceed or cancel the transaction. This two option is there. Rest, the complete transaction screens and all those stuffs is on my pin pad. So we should understand first what is the feasibility of doing the automation, how much we can automate. Okay, we should not directly jump, okay, let's do automate everything. First thing, it's never be a good practice to automate everything. Okay, it's good if you can do automation as much as you can, but there are certain gray areas where you you have the limitation that you cannot do the automation, or you should not go for automation. Okay, like suppose an example, there is a feature in your application which you need to use once in a while, like that particular feature is used only in certain scenarios, only in certain cases, then it's good to test it manually, because that feature is not that important or it is not that frequently used. And if you're automating it, then you are putting that lot and lots of effort to test that feature which is not that much useful. Okay, so the feasibility test is very very required before going to the selection of automation tool. Okay, once you study when you study everything, when you get your feasibility study with yourself, then you should go for selection of the automation tool. Now the third part, and which this is a very important part, the technology stack. Okay, on what technology your application is built on. Okay, is your technology is built on Python, is it built on Scala, is it built on Java, is it built on .NET, or is it built on any xyz application? Okay. Sorry, on technology. So what is the technological stack? Because what happens many times, people try to use rest assured, like for API testing they are trying to use rest assured. They say okay, we are going for rest assured. But suppose if your application is developed in .NET, or it is developed in Scala, or it is developed in Python, then why you want to do automation testing of your APIs on rest assured? Rest assured is basically based for the Java based applications. It is not like that an application which is developed in Scala or in .NET or in any other language, we cannot automate those things using the different technological stack. Yes, it is possible, we can do it, like rest assured is a very good example for that. Okay, so we need to understand that, okay, if my application is developed in .NET and if I'm trying to automate my application using Java, okay, which I can do it, but it is not recommended, because what happens, every language has their own characteristics. So suppose if something is not working in Java, but my application is developed in .NET, and that particular thing is working fine, okay, in .NET, but due to certain reason if it is not working in Java, then it will be very very difficult for me to to overcome that problem, to try to resolve it within my technological stack. Okay, and uh, suppose if some problems you encountered and whole application is developed in .NET and you are testing it from Java based application, then sometimes the compatibility issue is there, and the developers who are developing the complete application .NET, they don't have, they might be they don't have knowledge of Java. So how can you can tell them, okay, this is the issue of application, this is not the issue of my automation framework. They might say that, okay, these things are working fine in .NET, but due to certain restrictions or limitations in Java, it is not working. So it is not the problem of application. Okay, so first, I always emphasize that first you should try the same technological stack which on which your application is developed. Okay, if your application is developed in Java, then you should go for Java based applications like Selenium. You should go with Rest Assured. You should go with Karate. If your application is developed in .NET, then you should go with Rest Sharp. If your application is developed in Python, then you can use PyCharm. And all those, your technological stack should be same. Then it will be very easy for you to maintain your application. Also, it is very easy to you know uh, plug and play these stuffs with your automation test suite. So try to maintain same technological stack, okay, in which your application is developed. Okay, understand on what technology your application is developed. Like if your UI is developed on Angular, okay, and you want to test it via your Java code base, like Selenium and all those stuff. But instead of that, if you choose Protractor, because Protractor also use TypeScript and JavaScript, so it will be good if you go for for the same technological stack. It will also create a very good impression on business also. Okay, that like, okay, we are testing it with the same technological stack. Okay, and it will give us the same result. We don't have any gray areas because of the difference of technological stack. Okay, so this is the third point. Now fourth point is cost. So cost is not always about money. Okay, it is the factor, but not always about the money. Cost contains different factors, like what is the learning curve, okay, how much support is available for that particular tool framework, how bigger the support community is there. Okay, so it create it directly impact the cost, the whatever efforts we are going to put to automate an application. Then this cost should be into the mind, like, okay, if there might be a case when you select a particular automation framework for yourself and you present it to the business, and business said, okay, okay, you selected ALM, you selected any paid tool, okay, based on your experience, and you selected, okay, now this is the paid tool and we should use it, and we should go for the automation. But there might be cases where management says, okay, it's good, but we cannot bear the cost, we cannot buy the license, okay, you should go for open source. There might be a case. So whatever POC you have done, whatever efforts you have put, they all goes in the vain. Okay, you should, whenever you do POC or select, or you are presenting to business that, okay, or your management that, okay, this is how we can go for automation, then you should do POC on, at least on two different tools, or at least on two different approaches, so you can give them option, okay, that this is the first option. If we use this, this is the cost, this is all the criteria, this is all those stuffs, this is their benefits, this is their limitation, and in case if this limitations impact us most, then this is the second option, okay, which we can go, and we can use it and we can overcome these limitations. So always try to demonstrate it with the multiple options, okay, at least two options, then it will be good. And always take care of the biggest factor of the cost, because sometimes it might happen that you say, okay, now I am going to automate my complete APIs using rest assured, I know about Java, but the number of APIs are more in number. It's huge project. You alone cannot do the automation. You will require a team. Then and management says that, okay, okay, then now, but we don't have that much automation resources. We have existing resources with us who can work with you, who can help you, but that don't have too much coding knowledge, they have a little bit knowledge. So is there any option with you to automate the APIs? Okay, then you should think about this question, because it's a very good question, a very genuine question can be asked by management. You can say, okay, now I have a tool in my mind which require less less coding knowledge, which required less learning curve, and we can go for karate. Okay, only you should know about very basics of the coding, then it will be helpful. Okay, so this thing can be presented with the business, and this factors we should understand before choosing the automation model or automation tools, automation frameworks. Okay, so now the fourth point is development model. So this is the very very good criteria to understand, because what happened nowadays, most of the companies, they are moving towards agile, from V model or from waterfall model, they are moving towards the agile, and they are using BDD formats, they are using given when then. So again, if you are working in agile, or your all the manual test cases are now written in a BDD format, then you should go for Cucumber, you should go for JBehave, you should go for various BDD frameworks model. But suppose if you have a legacy application where your complete development model is waterfall model, or your all the old test cases are written in XLS file or in any text file, then you should choose non BDD framework for those cases. Okay, so again, it's because it will be impacted by the development model will directly impact the costs or the development cost of your automation framework. Because what happens that you if you are trying to use BDD framework for a legacy application which is not developed, and in the which is developed in waterfall model or in V model, and they have all the test cases available in XLS file, okay, then what should you do? You cannot then you if you want to use BDD framework, then you need to convert all those test cases first from XLS to BDD format, then it will create too much cost for you, too much efforts will be required for you. Instead of that, you can do one thing, that okay, I can use POI model, and I can directly read my values from XLS file, and I can test my my application. Okay, fifth very important point, reporting tool. Because what happens nowadays, almost every tool provides the reporting interface also. But we should take care first that the reporting tool which we are going to use or which we are going to plug in with our automation tool should be very easy, okay, and very descriptive. Okay, it should generate couple of graphs, it should give me very good summary also about my automation test cases. It should not give me too much information in the report, because if we have too much information, then it will not be useful for anyone. It should be customizable. We can customize it, whatever data we want, we can show it over there. If we want a limited number of data we want to show, then we can. If we want certain amount of data, like the summary report, if I want to show my test report in with the step wise also, that on what step it got failed and what errors I could print in my reports. So the choosing of the automation tool should be very very precise. Like there are many automation tools available, freeware available, which are directly plug in with the extend report. Extend report is a very very good tool. Certain In certain cases we need to write the code, but somewhere we have directly we directly have the maven plugin and all those stuff, so we can just directly write their dependency and write the configuration code and it will work. So reporting tool should always be considered while choosing the automation report, because the final impact of your automation tool will come from the reporting tool, because it will present you will present in front of business. And with too much data it will not be useful for business might not be that much interested to see the data. But precise accurate data, if you are able to present, if you are able to present in graphs, if you are able to present in certain a percentage, then it will be very very good if you are using certain reporting tools. So reporting, what kind of reporting tool is available with your automation framework, you should consider it also. Sixth, the compatibility. So this is the most important point, because what happens sometimes, we create the complete automation test suite, we have very beautiful reporting tool available with us, it's required very less learning curve, it's easy to understand and everything. But what will happen if it is not compatible with the other DevOps tools or any other stuffs? Like many companies, they have their legacy automation tools which they are using for their legacy applications. Now they have new application and they want that your new framework should be able to easily plug in with the existing or legacy automation framework, and we can easily run it. Okay, suppose if I have a legacy application with me, which automate the complete UI. But now for the new automation tool which I am going to use, which is for API automation, so I should select my automation tool in such a way that first my API automation script will run. It will, once it completed, then it will trigger my UI test cases. So the compatibility between these two components should be easy, flexible. Okay, suppose if you have certain DevOps tools like CI Circle, Bamboo, okay, your company is using instead of Jenkins, then how? Because there are many automation tools who are easily play and plug in and play easily with Jenkins. But what if your company is not using Jenkins, they are using Azure DevOps, they are using CI Circle, they are using Bamboo, then what should then how we should take care of those stuffs? Because this, if you are thinking about the longer perspective, in the longer run, if you are thinking, then your automation tool or your framework will be successful. There might be case you selected a certain tool who is very useful with the Jenkins, you are using it, you created your complete framework, you did everything. But tomorrow or if your company doesn't have any DevOps right now, but in future if they opt a DevOps and they go for certain tools like CI circle, then what will happen? Okay, so in such a case your tool should be easy to pay, plug in and play with the other technologies like CI/CD. So these all 6 points or 7 points which I have mentioned over here, we should take care while selecting the automation framework or automation tool. So this is how you can, with these 7 different points, you can explain in your interviews also that okay, in my company when I selected the automation tool, these points I have taken care. Okay, and if you know if the interviewer asks you that okay, this is my new application, I want to automate the complete testing, then how I should identify my automation tool, then you can tell him that okay, these are 7 points which we can take care, and based on this we can identify an application or identify a tool which will be helpful for us, which will require this much cost, and we can identify the cost, we can identify the nature of the project. Based on all those stuff, we can automate our application. Okay, so this is all about the today's video. In next video I will try to bring another topic where we will discuss about how much automation we should do. Okay, how we should identify the uh, automation candidates. Okay, so we will talk about this in the next video. Till then, thank you everyone for your love and your support. Thanks. Bye.